Hey guys, I am so excited for this video. First of all, thank you guys for being here. This will be my third YouTube video and I'm still trying to get the hang of things, still learning as I go along. I'm really excited for this video because I'm going to be sharing my journey with pregnancy, just kind of my story, my experience, and I don't want to share this to scare anyone. I have had I would say a harder pregnancy the first time around than most people, but I just kind of want to bring awareness because I feel that a lot of people don't talk about how hard pregnancy can be and how mentally, emotionally tiring it can be and how much trauma it puts on your body. But I just want to share my experience and my story so you guys can be aware and just kind of know that some things are more common in other people, so you're also not like terrified if some of these things are happening to you. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So my first time getting pregnant, I was 21 years old. My husband and I had been married for 5 months and we weren't trying. I had kind of talked to him about wanting kids earlier on and we were gonna wait a couple of years, but it just kind of happened for us. I had the Nexplanon arm implant and I had that for about 4 months and it kind of made me go crazy. I was super emotional and it really told with my emotions and I just feel like I wasn't my normal self. So I got that taken out and then I started taking a very low hormonal just birth control pill. And I wasn't very good at taking it, obviously. So I forgot to take it one night just because I had put it away and our friends are coming over and I don't want it like out on the counter. And so after that, I had forgotten to take it and I ended up getting pregnant. So I actually had just started tracking my period, which is weird because I've never done that my entire life. I'm just like very oblivious to stuff like that. So I didn't know if I was regular or whatnot, but I was told by my doctor that it would be good to track it and just kind of see where I'm at. So I had just started tracking it and I remember it was December and I was thinking, oh, I'm a little bit late. And I didn't know if I was actually late or if that was just kind of normal for my cycle. But I was like, oh, it's been kind of longer than 4 weeks. And I was in the middle of finals at this time. I was going to school at the University of Utah. I only had 2 semesters left, so I was pretty close to being done with my undergrad in kinesiology. And I was also working full-time at the hospital as a healthcare assistant, which I absolutely loved. I loved like that busy lifestyle, so this was great for me. And it was in the middle of finals, and I thought, okay, so I'm a little bit late. Maybe I should take a pregnancy test, and I got super excited and I kind of had a feeling that it was going to be positive. I just kind of knew on the inside. So I mentioned to Chooch, I told him, I think I'm a little bit late, so we might be pregnant. And he was like, oh my gosh, he just got really nervous and he was just not in a place to think about being pregnant or having kids. So he's like, hey, well, let's take a pregnancy test. And I said, wait, I'm like in the middle of finals. Let me just finish out this week and then I'll be in a better headspace. I was really busy that week and then I also had work. And it was actually on my birthday that we decided. I actually had bought a pregnancy test the day before my birthday. And so it's my birthday, we wake up and Chooch is like, okay, I need to go grab something real quick. And it turns out he was going to buy my present. This is classic Chooch, gotta love him. But he left that morning, went to buy my present, and I took a pregnancy test while he was gone. So I take it and it was positive and I just felt so happy and relieved. If you know me, you know I have been wanting to have babies since I found out I could. Like I have always wanted to have my own kids and be a mom. So I found out I was pregnant. I was super excited. And then I realized, oh shoot, I have to tell Chooch. And so I got kind of nervous. So he came home and I thought, should I tell him now or should I tell him? We were planning on going to dinner at the Cheesecake Factory. It's one of my favorite restaurants. So I thought maybe I will just tell him then. So I'm thinking about kind of like a fun way to tell him. All day we went shopping, just kind of ran some fun errands, and Chooch had some stuff planned for my birthday. So that was kind of the day, and I was really nervous. I don't know why. I feel like I tell Chooch everything and anything and I'm fine with it, but I was so nervous to tell him I was pregnant. So we are at dinner, and I had planned to have them bring out, so obviously they were going to bring out like a cheesecake that said happy birthday on it for me, and I was going to have them bring out another cheesecake for him saying father to be. And that was kind of my plan for that day. That was kind of the plan I had thought of that day. But once we got to the restaurant, I just got so nervous, and I was like, I'm just going to tell him at home. I don't think I can do it. I'm so nervous. So we get to Cheesecake Factory, and right as we sit down, Chooch goes, I'm going to use the restroom. And I thought, oh no, this is like perfect timing to tell the waitress. The waitress comes, and I just told her, I just found out I'm pregnant. Could you guys do this plan I had? Bring out a separate plate for him that says father to be. And she just got so excited, and she's like, of course we can totally do that. Both tables next to us overheard me telling the waitress that I just found out I was pregnant. So they were super excited, and they were both staring at us like the entire time. They were these super cute couples, so it was really sweet of them to like be so excited for us. But so we're at dinner. I'm getting so nervous as like the dinner goes by. I like hardly ate anything. And then they bring out the cheesecake, and they bring him one. And I actually have a video of this. I might add it. And he goes, are you serious? And I said, yes, like laughing. And he goes, holy crap. He just laughs, which was totally different than what I expected, but he's just so funny. Like, I feel like that was just like a classic Chooch reaction. He was just like scared, excited, nervous, all the emotions. But yeah, so it was actually great. I feel like Chooch was more wanting to be prepared to have kids, and I was just kind of, you learn as you go, which is kind of different than my personality, because I do have like a plan. I do like to plan, and I do like having schedules and like knowing when things are happening. But for a baby, I just kind of felt like, I don't think you're ever ready. I think you just kind of try, you just go for it, and then you learn as you go. I mean, how does anybody know how to be a parent? You know, you don't. You just, so I really feel like it's just a process, and you just kind of learn as you go. But Chooch is mostly worried about like being more financially stable. He wanted to have a house by the time we had a kid. He wanted us to be completely done with school. And I had been planning on going to PA school. So that definitely changed my like career goal, just getting pregnant so young. But I mean, changes happen, and it all worked out the way I think it should have, and it worked out for the best, and we could not be happier where we're at right now. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. I was around 7 or 8 weeks pregnant, and we were driving to Park City with my mission president's family. They came to visit from Peru. I served a mission in Peru, just for those of you guys that don't know. It's just a service mission. I lived there for 18 months, and my family that kind of took care of the mission and like led the mission, they were visiting, so we spent Christmas Eve with them, and we were driving to Park City, and I just remember feeling so nauseous. I was like, Chooch, something's wrong, like I feel so weird. And that was when I started feeling really nauseous. I was nauseous for a couple days, and then I started throwing up regularly, just because the nausea was so bad. So from I'd say like 8 weeks till I gave birth, I threw up every single day, multiple times a day. I'd say on average it was probably 5 to 8 times. I lost a lot of weight. I couldn't keep a lot of stuff down, and I tried a lot of different things. I tried different medications. I've tried Zofran, Phenagrin, all the different types of medications. I also tried different food types, and I tried eating regularly, just so many different things, and I feel like nothing helped. My mom and my sister both had really bad pregnancies as well, just where they were super sick all the time. So I kind of expected this, and it was really hard. So I had started my next semester And it was a really hard semester, and I was also working full time, and I got so sick that it got to the point where I could no longer work. And I remember just telling my manager, crying, that I was pregnant and I was so sick and just throwing up. And I thought, okay, well, this is probably a good thing. I can just focus on school. So I remember I would wake up, literally throw up, go to my class in the morning, throw up during my class, go to my next class, throw up in between or during my next class, and then I would just come home. And before that, I would go to like study groups, I'd go to the library with friends, I'd go to lunch with friends. I mean, I had just gotten married and it was just like a fun time. Um, and I would just kind of be busy all day, but I was so sick that I would just go to class and come back home and just sleep. I couldn't cook. I was so sick. Just opening the fridge, I would like want to vomit. It was so bad. Just like smells were, I was hypersensitive to any type of smell, especially like raw meat. I could not touch it. I could not smell it. I just thought it was disgusting. And this lasted for like my first 2 trimesters. So it was really hard. Poor Chooch had to make his own food for like a long time. But he was a trooper. And I would seriously get up in the middle of the night and puke, probably like 1 to 3 times every night. And I remember Chooch would wake up with me and he would just be there for me. And that was like the best thing ever. I just remember feeling so loved and like comforted and knowing that I wasn't alone. Having to change my lifestyle drastically over a short period of time. I remember I also stopped working out. So I would work out every day, go to the gym just like at the university, and I stopped going to the gym because I didn't have any energy. I literally was like, I had zero strength. So I stopped going to the gym, and if you know me, I have just like, I've played soccer all of high school. I have worked out every day since high school. So that was really, really hard for me. I have always been really active, and it's not necessarily the thought of like, oh, I'm gonna look different, like I'm not gonna look as strong. It was literally just me not being as active as I was. That was really hard for me. And so all those changes led to depression and anxiety. I was told that I should seek a therapist and possibly take medication because I was struggling so hard. Um, my doctor just recommended either I go see someone and talk to a therapist, and we can also try different types of medication for that as well, or I can try to change some things in my lifestyle that will help me just have a better overall environment and mood. And at that same time, COVID had just started, and a lot of people didn't know how serious it was going to be. And we were living downtown in Salt Lake. And I remember Chooch it was late one night, and Chooch just told me, I think we have to move in with my parents. So they live in Alpine, if you are familiar with Utah. So they're about 35 minutes from where we were living. We were just living in an apartment building, and it was a pretty big apartment building. So I think Chooch was worried that someone was going to break in or just things were going to happen. They were going to get really scary. So we decided to move in with my husband's parents for a couple months just until things calmed down. That was when things were going on in the news where people were like attacking each other at the grocery store, fighting for toilet paper, and just kind of like necessities like that. I think is kind of what scared us. And I was pregnant, so we didn't know the severity of like COVID on pregnant women. Anyway, so we moved in with my husband's parents, sorry. And that honestly helped so much. My husband started working from home. I got to spend more time with him. And I really, really love my in-laws. They are the best. So I loved living with them. And just being around people, I think, was really what changed my overall mood. One thing that we did start doing was it started getting a little bit warmer outside. So we would go on lots of walks. I would go on a walk almost every day. Sometimes twice a day. I would go with Chooch or just by myself. And then we also started playing pickleball a lot. We would play maybe like 3 times a week just with friends, or just Chooch and I would go play. And I feel like that also helped because even though I wasn't working out, I was just being active, and that's always really, really good. I think people always underestimate the importance of physical activity. And I mean, I studied exercise science, so I am very passionate about it. But I truly think if you are struggling, just try to get out, just try to go on a walk, try to find some friends to go play, I don't know, basketball with, soccer. I love soccer, so I was really sad I couldn't play soccer when I was pregnant, but just try to go and be active and have fun. I feel like that helps more than people realize. And then also something that I had to mentally tell myself, I had to like mentally tell myself it was okay to rest. I would never take naps before, and I started napping every day. And it was kind of hard because I felt like I was being so unproductive and I wasn't getting anything done. But again, you're pregnant, give yourself some grace because your body's under so much stress and is working so hard to create this human, giving this little human inside your belly everything, that you literally don't have all the energy. You're not like you used to be. And for 9 months, I mean, it is really hard. But you just have to remember that it's gonna be over at some point. You're gonna have your little baby in your arms, and it's gonna be the best thing in the world. So just give yourself grace. Take time to rest. Take time for yourself to just do self-care. And I think those are some of the things that seriously helped with my depression and helped me feel so much better. Fast forward to Ezra. I actually decided to get induced a week early. So I decided to get induced. It was the best decision ever. I went in a week early. I think a week early is like the earliest you can get induced if you don't have any like complications. So Ezra was born 6 days before his due date. And guys, honestly, labor was the most peaceful thing. This sounds really weird, but I loved labor. We just walked in, you know, we had gotten Chick-fil-A before we went to the hospital. It was just a great experience. We went in, I wasn't in any pain. I seriously don't think I felt one contraction. I'd say make sure to ask for pain meds if you want them. I was not about feeling any of the pain. I was all about having good experience. So, I mean, I had been in pain for 40 weeks carrying little Ezra, and I was not about it. So I was like, give me all the pain, ma'am. And then I remember when she was like, okay, so you're dilating quite a bit now. Do you want your epidural? And I said, yeah, let's do it if you think it's a good time. Gave me the epidural. A couple hours later, I was dilated to a 10, so they're like, hey, start pushing. I pushed for like 10 minutes, and then Ezra was here. And I know that's not everyone's experience with labor, so I don't want to say like it's this great thing and then have you have like a terrible experience, but I feel like, I don't know, I had such a rough pregnancy that labor was just like perfect, and it just went the way it should have. So I was really grateful for that. I just remember holding Ezra and just being so happy and just grateful that my body was able to go through those, I guess it was 39 weeks of carrying him, and my body was able to make sure he was healthy and he had no complications. And so, oh gosh, I was just super grateful for that, and it honestly makes it all worth it. It, like, you forget about all the pain, all the discomfort, and you just kind of remember the good parts of it because you know that you got your perfect little baby out of it. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, also I wanted to mention, towards the end of pregnancy, it obviously is very uncomfortable, and so sleeping, it can be really hard. I would just ask your doctor if you're really struggling with sleep for like a sleeping aid. I didn't take anything with Ezra because I didn't struggle too bad with sleeping. Like my dreams were whack, but I feel like that's pretty normal when you're pregnant. But I do remember I would have heartburn if I was laying flat, but if I turned to my right side, I wouldn't have any heartburn. If I laid flat or laid on my left side, I would have pretty bad heartburn, which is kind of weird. But yeah, so just like find what works best for you, find what's most comfortable and work with that. But this time around is so 100% different. I don't know if I was just like expecting the worst. The first 2 weeks, so I found out we were pregnant when I was around 6 weeks. The first 2 weeks, we didn't tell anyone, and I was feeling really tired, really nauseous, and I was throwing up a little bit. And then I thought, oh, this is terrible, not again. So I talked to my OB, and I have the same doctor I did with Ezra just because I trust her. I'm so comfortable with her. She tells me how it is. And if I say, no, like I really need something, she's just really open to just personalizing my situation and just making sure I have what I need, which I love, and she's very experienced. She's awesome. Anyway, so I told her, I was like, I'm sick and I'm not going to do this again. Like, I'm not going to be throwing up multiple times a day. I have a son now. I need to have energy for him. I need to be the best mom for him I can be. And I just will do anything. So we tried the same medications I took with Ezra. They didn't really work, kind of the same thing. And then she gave me a new one, and it totally changed everything. So it's I am taking diclegis right now. I take it one time every night, and I sleep great. It's a sleeping aid mixed with B6. I sleep great. I sleep through the night. It's amazing. I feel like it completely changes everything. I mean, obviously I still have bad days where I am really tired or where I throw up. And something that I also do this time around that I feel like really helps, I will just nap. I know that around 1 o'clock I need to take a nap or I'm going to get really bad migraines. And luckily Ezra takes a nap from 12 to 2, so I just nap for the second hour of his nap, which is really, really nice, just having that time and waking up and feeling refreshed, knowing that he's refreshed. He just woke up from a nap, he's in a good mood. So I feel like that really helps. Something that I'm also doing differently this time around is I'm trying to eat really healthy, and I am trying to work out. And those two things are purely because I feel better when I eat healthy. I feel like I have more energy, and also I have one of my best friends. We just moved. One of my best friends lives really close, and she eats super healthy, and I go grocery shopping with her every once in a while. So I see things she eats, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna grab that. Or I think, okay, well, if she's doing this, I can do it too. So I'd say just try to find someone who can help give you like ideas for healthy dinners or healthy meals and snacks. Or if you guys have any questions, just comment down below and I'll comment like my favorite healthy snacks, because I feel like it's really important to have like a go-to snack and to have just something fast, because you want to be eating small meals consistently when you're pregnant, just so you don't get to the point that you're hungry and then you become nauseous. Also, a big difference I noticed between both pregnancies is my cravings. With Ezra, I craved tons of sweets, and I mean, I have a sweet tooth, so I always want sweets and like candy. But with Ezra, I craved tons of sweets, and I also craved steak, which is really weird. But I remember I would go over to my parents' house like twice a week, and my dad would just like fry me up a steak, and I would eat like 2 of them. But I craved a lot of steak, and then this time around, I'm craving a lot more fruit. So obviously that's gonna kind of change and make it so I eat healthier this time around. I mean, I obviously don't just eat healthy foods. I'd say I go out and buy like a treat 2 or 3 times a week because I need a treat, and I love like fries or just ice cream, just kind of treats like that. And then I also have been working out almost every day, and I feel so much better. I feel like I have more energy. I just feel happier, and I just love the community and the environment on my gym. I feel like it is very welcoming, and I have been meeting so many other moms. So yeah, that's kind of my experience and my story. If you guys have any questions, just drop them down below. But if you do take anything from this, I just want you guys to know that everyone's journey is going to be different. Don't compare yours to somebody else's, because they might have had a great pregnancy but terrible like labor and recovery. And just remember to give yourself some grace, because you are amazing. You literally sacrificed your body for such a long time to have your little baby, and at the end, you know, it's so hard, but at the end it's so rewarding, and you just remember that your body's amazing. And I'd say, and something that really helps me is just being grateful for what my body can do instead of focusing on like me being sick and tired all the time. I just try to remember I am so grateful that I can have kids and that I do have this opportunity to raise Ezra, and then to now have, I'm gonna have a little girl, and I'm just so excited. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Before I log off, I just want to say don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be coming out with a new video on Friday next week, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.